Slava Isusu Christu. Praise to Jesus Christ. Welcome to the Ukrainian Mountaintop podcast, our section called Gospel Sense. I'm Father Ivan. Thank you for joining me. Let's take a few moments to step away from the noise of daily life and reflect on the Gospel's wisdom together. I hope it makes sense. My topic for today is I don't want to die. Don't worry. Desire is not necessary. Well, this was taken from a conversation I had with someone who was afraid of going in for an operation. And they said, I don't want to die. And I thought about it and I said, to die, you don't need desire. You don't need effort. You don't need any work. It comes automatically. To live, you need desire. Death will take care of itself. That's why the early Christians were not worried or scared. They might even find it unusual that we have horror movies about death. They were focused on living, and the only tragedy they saw was a life not lived well or wasted. So let's look at Jesus and see how he used desire in the last moments of his life on the cross. You may have heard that there are 7 sayings or 7 words of Jesus that he said on the cross. In other words, while he was dying, he was focused on living, on working, on giving us an example that till the last moment of our breath, we have an opportunity to do great things. So the first word, according to Luke, is, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. So in Luke chapter 23, Jesus offers forgiveness to those very people who are killing him. The second word, salvation. He speaks to the good thief in paradise who wasn't baptized, probably never read the scriptures, probably didn't think much about God because he was convicted of a felony and hung on the cross. To that person, Jesus says, today you will be with me in paradise. The third one, he focuses on relationship. He says to John the evangelist, behold your son, behold your mother. So John the evangelist and the Blessed Mother Mary, his mother, Jesus' mother, are established as a special relationship. Jesus takes care of his mother as he's about to die. The fourth word, O God, my God, why have you forsaken me? It's from the book of Psalms, speaks about God really taking care of us, but sometimes we don't feel it. The fifth word, I thirst. They say that Christ thirsts for people to be better, for them to love him. That's his real thirst. The sixth word, it is finished, referencing that God speaks that his job is done. And the seventh and final word, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Christ on the cross proposes to us a relationship with himself and with one another. He shows that even in the last few moments of life, we can do great things, even if it's simply with our words, by forgiving people, by offering them a way for salvation, by building a relationship, always remembering that God will be there, and finally triumph that if you live a good life, then there's nothing tragic about that. The only tragedy, the only thing to be scared of, is not living a good life in the first place. So I don't want to die. Desire is not necessary for death, but desire is necessary for a good life. Let's ask God that we have a desire always to live a good life, not simply for ourselves, but for all the people that we love and for all the people that need our love.